everybody, it's me, Kiarazina Cheetah, here with more Corpse Party, and I've learned a couple things. First off, this is actually a predecessor to the PSP version, which means that there's less content in it, but that's because it's actually an older build of the game, which makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. That's why the voice acting is kind of sporadic. That's why there's certain scenes missing, aka the very, very grisly death scenes, etc, etc, etc. So, that makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes sense. I just wanted to let you know about that, just so that you guys are aware that I do know that this is technically an older version. That's why also interactions are missing. Some interactions are missing from the other ones. Like, in a certain version, I forget which one, Naomi is able to lengthen Seiko's life just a little by, bracing her up with her own body. But that's not in this version. So, let's keep going. Ooh, I missed something in there, but I'm not gonna get it now. I'm gonna get... And apparently those are all of the endings. There's one true ending, I think, for each and every chapter, and then a ton of wrong ends. Or there's different endings. It kind of depends on the chapter, the contents, and moreover, what characters you play in it. Did I select chapter 2? I sure did. Wait, I think I messed up. Okay, so I was wrong. So, each chapter is kind of its own little separate part. That makes sense. But that means the save data is also separate, which is kind of nice. I was worried about only having the 3 save slots for the entire game. That was very concerning. View chapter 2 opening. Yes, I would like to. Oh. Phew, that should just about do it. I hate being in charge of the gym equipment. All because of that stupid co-ed meet in 2 days. Why can't the boys class rep take care of the grunt work? Yeah. Freaking Kishinuma! Doesn't he know what a delicate flower I am? Most I've ever had to lift before was chopsticks, and he expects me to lug around a damned pommel horse. What? Nope. Naomi, that is one pretty sight! Huh? What is? That booty you got! I love Seiko. What? Yours is way cuter! Best friends. Best friends. You can tell just right there, best friends. Totally what I would do with my best friend. Actually, we've done that before. It's like, no, you have a cute butt. No, you do! Anyway, boop. Mine's all plump like a duck's. Dude, a plump booty is a nice booty. Most of the time. What are you saying? You got what they call childbearing hips. It's a good thing! What you gonna do with all that junk? God. Means when you get older, you can pump out all the babies you want with the greatest of ease. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Let's keep going. I'm actually kinda happy to hear you say that. You do have a certain motherly quality to you, Naomi. It's no wonder you're so good with kids. Oh. But of course, I'm hoping to raise 4 children one day. 4 children. 4 children. Like, that's really not... Like, I know families that are bigger than that. But, oh gosh, good luck, man. Sounds like you'll be making some lucky guy real happy. Hmm? Yeah. And also, as you can see, Seiko and Naomi. Well, Seiko likes Naomi, I do believe? Maybe? Anyhow, it depends on what version you'll look at. But, you know what? No! Or she could just be a really good best friend. Yes, the screams. I love the screams in this. But I'm just gonna, like, it's up to interpretation, really. Depending on the version, my opinion changes on what's going on there. But Seiko's also just Seiko, you know? Chapter 2. Wasn't that Nakashima's voice? She was screaming. What do? I can't let anything happen to my students. Oh, and also, if you were wondering about the art style, I do believe this is the old art style? I'm not completely certain, like I said. I just know this is an older build than most people have seen. Shinozaki, it's alright. Please calm down. But you heard it too! Outside her voice! I did. I think she's hyperventilating. I need to try to calm her breathing before she passes out. It probably wasn't a real voice. I'm sure it just sounded like one. Maybe it was the building settling. Aw. I'll go check it out, though, and see if I can figure out what it was for sure. You two stay right here, okay? Shishino, wait! Don't leave us! Shinozaki. It's okay, Teach. I'll keep an eye on Shinozaki. Okay. Or, better yet, how about I go take a look and you wait here? Not a chance, until I can verify everyone's safety. I want to keep you two out of harm's way. Well, okay, I guess. Be careful, though. No! Look, she'll be fine, jeez. I'm counting on you, Kishinuma. I'll be back in no time. No problem. Okay! I'm actually scared. My legs are even shaking. I have no idea what's going on. My head is spinning. I can't make sense of anything. My chest hurts like my heart is encased in ice. And I can't shake this dizziness or this nausea. Oh. But when I think about the possibility of something horrible happening to my dear students, I can feel a newfound energy welling up from within me. I feel like, if nothing else, I can at least play the part of the level-headed adult. Valor, thy name is education. Okay! Okay, I can't read that. Return home immediately. Those who remain here will go hungry and die of starvation. That reminds me, poor Monet's all alone. He must be one hungry kitty by now. Okay, so yeah, actually you would probably die of thirst before anything. And really, dying of thirst is not as bad as dying of hunger. As long as you're not kept too aware. Like, if you just kinda got, you know, like if you were taking drugs or anything, or like that you found in the infirmary to knock yourself out, or etc, etc, etc. I don't know. I've actually been looking into this for a story I've been writing, but anyhow. No, she would have... You would die of dehydration before you would die of starvation in this place. Let's just put it that way. 3A, door's locked. And I know way too much about the weird... That kind of weird shit. I already know, you don't have to tell me. And that's not my opinion, like I've never been super thirsty. I know it's not great, but that's just off of a article that was talking about ways to just naturally die. Like if you're gonna die anyway, you're older and you choose to just pass, that's one of the ways they do it, is they just stop drinking or eating. So anyhow. A disturbingly large amount of human hair is crammed into the cabinet, filling each shelf to overflowing. Looking closely, there are an excessive number of bugs excitedly scampering all over. The sight alone is enough to make your skin crawl. Well, I actually just looked it up. Opinions can be polarizing. In like hospice care, that's where I was reading the article from a viewpoint from. But it's like, it's either super painful or not very painful at all. More because of, you know, they have access to painkillers. So in a situation like this, it might not be the best. But anyway. Heavenly Post, breaking news, serial kidnapping ends in murder. Over the past month, numerous children... I think I read this before. Yep, okay. I heard something about this once before, but I never realized just how horrific an incident really was. Oh, that's great. Hmm? Well then. Oh! Hmm? It's a key, isn't it? A label on the key reads 3A. Take it? Yes. Acquired classroom 3A key. Alright. Oh wait. No, there's a thing. Go back and read it. I need to remember to read shit. No teachers allowed on the 3rd floor. Okay. I mean, there's bathrooms up there, so I maybe, I don't... Classroom 3A, the door is now unlocked. Oh, shit. Well, if it isn't the teacher, are you all by yourself? Decided to stop shaking and shivering with the other two back in 1A, did you? I'll have you know I heard one of my students screaming and I've set out to find her. I see. Regrettably, as I keep telling people, that won't be possible. This school exists in a nexus where multiple dimensions overlap. It's but a single closed space in a sea of closed spaces. I like how this ghost is like, God damn it, I keep telling people, they won't listen! In other words, even though you may be in the same school as your screaming student, you and she occupy different dimensions. Really useful ghost though, gotta say! Which means you two can never meet. If one of you should die, perhaps your body or your spirit may move from one space to another, or maybe you can find some means of traversing the planes freely, as they do. Consider this fair warning. Even if you should find the exact spot from which your student's scream emanated, she herself may not be there, and if she isn't, there's not a thing you can do about it. But I heard her voice! It is true that other children have been brought here quite recently. Children who, by all appearance, are indeed your students. But as I suggested, time and space do not behave as you'd assume here. They're fragmented. You say you heard a scream. That scream may have taken place only a few minutes ago. Or perhaps it occurred in another space, many hours previous. It may even have been an echo from the future. Who's to say? Ugh. With this phenomenon as it is, it's entirely possible for two close spaces to have some small influence on one another, even when out of sync. It doesn't matter. I can't just ignore that agonizing scream and go on my merry way. Step aside! Probably should have asked nicely, Miss Shishido, but okay. Great. Step aside! Why don't you fuck off, you damn corporeal? An earthquake? Eee! Yep. In all the world, the most vile, untrustworthy individuals of them all are you school teachers. All you care about is your own well-being. You're not worried about your students. You're just worried about being held responsible if something should happen to them. Oh, this really hurts. You're all the same, every last one of you, and I won't be taken in by your lies anymore. Taken in? When you see a problem among your kids, you just keep your distance, because you sure wouldn't want to get involved, have to keep up appearances, right? You just pick out the problem children and chip away at them little by little until they either drop out or get expelled. You're not disciplining them, you're just raging at them. That's not... I've never met a teacher who actually cared about her students. Not once. You're wrong. Gonna mute that. Ugh. All of you students are destined to starve to death in these godforsaken halls if they don't succumb to depression and kill themselves first. There's no other possible outcome. They'll all die meaningless deaths, just like I did. And they sure won't be thinking about you when they take their final breaths. Any last words, bitch? I'll tell them to your students as I end their miserable lives. Spare... Come again? Spare my students. What was that? Please, I don't care what happens to me. Just please spare their lives. They're not your children. You're not their mother. Are you really still pretending to care about them? Filthy liar. Did you know? When you die in this accursed place, you experience the pain you felt at the moment of your death for all eternity. And I'm going to crush you to dust. The pain must be unbearable, unimaginable. You're going to feel that pain every moment of every day forevermore. Ask me to spare you. It's what you really want, isn't it? Be honest with me, and I'll consider sparing your life. Spare my students! Don't you harm a hair on their heads, you hear me? You are one stubborn little bitch. Oh. This is excruciating. I think my rib cage is broken. Feels like someone's pushing this cabinet down on top of me with superhuman force. I'm losing consciousness. Does it hurt? Oh, poor baby. Your corpse will look just like a dead frog on the side of the road. Everybody live. Oh, I love you all.